There are some animals that can survive in space. Some fish can live for a long time without water. And there's an animal that no one has been able to kill. All of these animals are extremely resistant to extreme conditions. But today, we will be talking about an animal that not only survives in space, but also is indestructible, the tardigrade. In this video, we will look at what the tardigrade is, why it can survive in space, if it can really be killed, and how it reproduces. So let's get into it. First things first, what exactly is a tardigrade? Tardigrades are microscopic animals that are also called water bears or moss piglets. They belong to a group of animals called arthropods, which includes insects, spiders, and crustaceans. However, they are their own phylum within the arthropods, known as Tardigrada. While most animals in this group are aquatic, the tardigrades are primarily terrestrial. There are about 1,300 species of tardigrade that have been discovered, and they can be found all over the world. They are most commonly found in moss and lichen, but they can also be found in soil and water. Tardigrades are very small, ranging from 0.5 millimeters to 1.2 millimeters in length. Their bodies are segmented and they have 4 pairs of legs. Each leg ends in a claw that allows them to grip onto surfaces. Their bodies are also covered in a waxy cuticle that helps them to retain water. Tardigrades have a head, a trunk, and a tail. On their heads, they have a mouth with a retractable stylet that they use to puncture the cells of other organisms and suck out their contents. Their trunks are where their 4 pairs of legs are attached, and their tails end in 2 pointed projections that they use for sensing their environment. Now, the reason why they are called moss piglets is because when they are in their active stage of life, their plump bodies resemble little pink pigs. However, tardigrades aren't always this way. In fact, they spend most of their lives in a dormant state called cryptobiosis. In this state, their metabolism slows down to extremely low levels, and they can survive in a wide range of extreme environments. This ability is what makes tardigrades so famous. It's pretty insane how much abuse this animal can take. Tardigrades can survive in very cold and very hot temperatures. They have been known to survive in temperatures as low as -272 degrees Celsius and as high as 150 degrees Celsius. For comparison, that means that they can survive in temperatures as cold as the surface of Mars and as hot as boiling water. They can also survive in very dry environments. In fact, they can survive without water altogether. This is because they have a special ability to remove almost all of the water from their bodies without being affected by it. When they do this, they enter a state called anhydrobiosis. In this state, they produce a sort of protective sugar glass that covers their bodies and protects their cells from drying out. Tardigrades have also been known to survive in very salty environments, both with high salt concentrations and in vacuums. They can even survive ionizing radiation that is thousands of times higher than the lethal dose for humans. Tardigrades also don't need oxygen to survive, which allows them to live in areas that are completely devoid of it. They can even survive in outer space. In fact, tardigrades have been sent into space several times and have returned alive. However, despite all of this, tardigrades are still vulnerable to certain things. They cannot survive in acidic or basic environments, and they also need some water to survive. Even in their dormant states, they cannot survive forever. In fact, they will eventually run out of food and die. However, it would take hundreds of years for this to happen. This is why no one has been able to kill the tardigrade yet. It's basically impossible. However, scientists have managed to kill tardigrades, but only when they try to bring them back to life. When the tardigrades are exposed to their dormant states for too long, their cells become damaged and they cannot be revived. So while they may be indestructible, they are not invincible. Now, normally tardigrades are hermaphroditic, meaning that they have both male and female reproductive organs. However, some species are either male or female. During mating, the male fertilizes the eggs of the female, and the female gives birth to live young. In some species, the eggs are laid, and then the male fertilizes them externally. In other species, the males actually implant their sperm directly into the females. Tardigrades have a relatively long gestation period for such small animals. It can take anywhere from a few months to over a year for the eggs to hatch. When they do hatch, the young tardigrades are miniature versions of the adults, and they are able to reproduce on their own after a few weeks. So now that you know all about tardigrades, I want to hear from you. What do you think of these amazing animals? Do you think they are fascinating or maybe a little creepy? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to learn more about space, check out the video on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Now back to the video. As mentioned before, tardigrades are mostly found in terrestrial habitats. They have been found in places as remote as the Himalayas, the Alps, and the Andes. They have also been found in Antarctica and Australia. The discovery of tardigrades in Antarctica was especially surprising, since they were found in areas that were completely devoid of oxygen and water. Scientists were able to identify the tardigrades by their unique body shape and the presence of their egg sacs. These discoveries suggest that tardigrades are extremely adaptable creatures that can survive in a wide range of habitats. Despite their small size and simple appearance, tardigrades are actually quite complex animals. They have a complete digestive system with a mouth, gut, and anus. They also have a nervous system with a brain and sense organs. Their sense organs are located at the end of their tails, and they are used to detect changes in temperature, humidity, and light. Tardigrades are also capable of moving surprisingly quickly. They can move up to 3 millimeters per second, which is about 3 times the length of their body per second. They achieve this speed by using their 4 pairs of legs to move in a wave-like motion. This allows them to navigate through moss and lichen with ease. Tardigrades have a variety of natural predators, including mites, springtails, and beetles. They are also sometimes eaten by larger animals such as birds and mammals. Despite this, tardigrades are still a very successful species, and they are found all over the world. One of the reasons for their success is their ability to reproduce quickly. As mentioned earlier, tardigrades can begin reproducing at a very young age, and they can produce large numbers of offspring. This allows them to quickly repopulate an area after a disturbance. Another reason for their success is their small size. Their small size allows them to exploit a variety of food sources, and it also allows them to easily hide from predators. Finally, their ability to survive in extreme environments gives them a competitive advantage over other species. They are able to survive in environments that are too harsh for most other life forms, which means that they have less competition for resources. All of these factors have contributed to the success of the tardigrades and their ability to thrive in a variety of habitats. If you thought this video was interesting, check out this video on your screen right now. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. See ya.